I'd like to start out by asking you a little bit about the story of the death of Stalin.
Yes, it's, well, the clue is in the title. It takes place over sort of 10 days between the time Stalin has a stroke and then dies, and then there's the funeral. And, you know, that's not giving too much away, really, because that's the background for what is essentially a massive power struggle as to who takes over. I mean, this guy tyrannized the Soviet Union for over 20 years. People were rounded up nightly. If your name appeared in one of his lists of enemies, you were just taken away. Sometimes you were released, other times you were just never seen again. So there's then the question of, like, what happens next? And it's almost like a 7-person Mexican standoff as to, but the big thing is everyone thinking, if it's not me, I'll be dead, so it better be me. That's the, and the big tussle is between Beria, played by Simon Russell Beale, who was Stalin's head of security. He was the chief torturer, really. And Nikita Khrushchev, played by Steve Buscemi, who likes to see himself as the reformer, the one who's going to change things and open things up. And it's a tussle between these two.
I thought Steve Buscemi was fantastic,
Yeah.
especially in the role. What was it that really attracted you to this subject matter? Obviously an incredible story, but what led you there?
Well, I was already, you know, having done Thick of It and Veep and looking at present-day politics, I was actually drawn towards looking at dictators, autocrats, your Pol Pot and your North Korea. What is it about individuals who can captivate an entire country under their spell? And at the same time, Quad, French production company, owned the rights to the graphic novel, The Death of Stalin by Fabien Nuret. So it was originally a graphic novel. And they approached me and said, we want to make this, and we think you're the person to make it. And I read it and said, this is it, this is the story. I've been searching around for it, and there it is. And I said, I'd love to make it, but I'm doing Veep at the moment. And they said, well, we'll wait. So as soon as I knew I was finishing Veep, I got back on the phone and said, okay, let's go.
It must be great to have a company that has that much confidence in you. It's a hell of a ride, The Death of Stalin. It's hilarious throughout. What do you think audiences have in store when they sit down and they watch that?
Well, so far in screenings, they've found it funny, but also I want them to feel, a bit nervous, really. It's this play, the comedy is really the comedy of anxiety. I'm trying to almost recreate what it must have felt like, thinking every night one of us is going to get taken away, and I don't know which one. And if that's been going on for 20 years, it's not like it's a high anxiety, it's just a low level, a kind of a background noise of hysteria. And so that's where that's the emotion I'm trying to kind of to contrive through the whole process, really.